Shannon and I did a 2.5-day pack wrap trip down this foothills river. It wasn't the river we set out to do when we left at 6 in the morning, but it was the river we ended up doing. Our target river was much further to the north, but we just couldn't get access to it due to gates on the roads. It was a really frustrating day as we drove non-stop for about 8 hours and never could get onto the river. So we called an audible and went to plan B. You know, we still had an amazing trip. We had some beautiful scenery and some really good fishing for grayling and whitefish. And at the end of the day, we really couldn't have asked for much more. So it's 2 o'clock. We've been driving since 6 a.m. in the morning. We tried to do Glen River, but it was impossible to get a vehicle at the place we wanted to put in because there's gates everywhere. We tried it 3 different ways and just could not get it. So we've been driving like 8 hours, and now we've changed to plan B, which is do the River. Mind you, we're going to do it mostly in 2 days instead of 3, so woohoo! Well, by the time we packed up, it was after 4 o'clock before we even started paddling. And we had about 60 kilometers to paddle over the next couple of days, so we were going to be putting in some long days. Stuck already. Even though we got somewhat of a late start, there were some beautiful spots that were just too nice not to fish. Yeah. Try a dry fly. Oh, there we go. It's still the first fish I've caught in 3 years in this river, and it's a grayling.
Oh, nice.
Hey!
Woohoo! Okay.
We caught a pretty grayling on the dry fly.
Our day has been redeemed.
Watch that sail, come on.
Good job.
Oh, got another little one. Nice little size. Look at that. Oh, if I could only get my fingers to it. Back it. Hannah's got one. Really?
It's about time.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Good job.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna put him down.
Oh, yeah. Well, we found a place to camp. Well, we found this beautiful spot and decided to stop here for the night. And after we set up camp, we ate, relaxed, did a bit of fishing, but didn't have any luck. So it's about 8:30. We've eaten supper, doing some dishes, Shannon. And yeah, interesting day. 9 hours of driving. Never got on the river. And lost one of my wading boots. Fell out of the truck on a pee break. But we ended up here on the Hay River and it's been beautiful. We've caught a few grayling. But at least we got out. Didn't give up and go home. Tempting. Day 2. Gotta be better than day 1. There's no possible way it can't. Although we have a couple of portages. We're off on day 2 of our misadventure. Here we go. Grab the net. Oh, it doesn't. It's a grayling.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's definitely the biggest one. Throw it.
Oh, nice.
Pretty.
Well, it's definitely I think the biggest grayling we caught
It's
this.
definitely the biggest we've caught so far. All right. Get this going. Got this camera going, so get your sail up. Oh, look at the size of this guy. Yeah. Ooh, that looks like 13 inches.
Wow. Oh,
Looks out. Ready?
yeah. Nice one. There's a sail.
Love that. Yeah. Oof.
Okay.
That's the biggest fish today.
On the board today.
Oof. That is a big whitefish. Man, look at the size of that thing. Yep. Look at the size of that. That's huge. That's 17 for sure. Fortunately, I knew we had at least 2 portages to do this day, and we hit the first one around 1 o'clock. The river's blocked by this enormous logjam that you have to portage on River Right. We did it in 3 trips, and it probably took us about an hour from start to finish. The hardest part was just getting out of the river, as you had to climb up this really steep bank. Got it, got it.
Okay.
This was the end of the first portage, but there was still a tricky section to paddle through where you had to navigate around a bunch of sweepers. Yep. Shannon's got one on.
Okay. Yeah, he's a bit bigger.
Oh, yes! What a beautiful rainbow. That's the biggest rainbow I've seen caught out of this river.
Oh, nice.
So,
Has he still got the hook?
No.
Or got out?
okay. Good.
Okay. I can let him go?
Yep.
Okay. There you
You see his mouth, eyes. Yeah. What size is that? It was about 5 p.m. when we hit our second portage, again around a big log jam. This time it only took us about 30 minutes to get all our stuff around it. This is what you call a log jam. Interesting enough, wasn't here 2 years ago. Finished the portage number 2. It's 5:30 and we have about 30 kilometers. Here's another portage to do without. We've decided to camp here.
Whoa.
Cheers. Shannon outfished me today considerably. Well, we had a great day of paddling and fly fishing, but we still weren't halfway to the takeout, so we really needed to put on some kilometers the next day. Off we go, day 2. One thing I was concerned about was a log jam that was about a kilometer ahead that I had to portage around last year. But I had a good look at it before we committed to it, and it turned out to be no real problem. We can definitely do this. And it's not going to be really sketchy, but you just want to hit this log underwater at the right spot. So I'm going across right before that stick, lifting my ass up. No problem. Log jam number 3. Well, even though we had a lot of kilometers to cover this day, we still stopped and did a little bit of fishing here and there. That's a beautiful grayling.
Ah, nice little guy.
Shannon caught this fish. Don't let him in the anchor.
What anchor?
That's a good size grayling. Oh. That's a huge grayling. That is a big grayling.
Oh, I'm so excited.
With one hand, but potentially you can do it. Okay. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we arrived at our takeout. We were pretty beat as we paddled pretty much non-stop for most of the day. Well, this was the 3rd time I've done this river, and it's been extremely variable every time, even though I've done it pretty much at the same time of the year. The water level in these foothill rivers can change so much with just a day or 2 of rain. Last year, the river was so high it was hard for me to get out of it, which was not ideal. It's also been my experience that the clearer the river is, the better the fishing. So with this particular river, you really need to pick the right time to paddle it. So all in all, we had a really good time on this river, caught lots of fish, saw some awesome scenery. But next year, we're going to have a better plan for the river that we were trying to get to.